Welcome back to a new video, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into our usual things will change video, I want to start off this video by shouting out the Black Clover artists that really support this channel. Today's video is by Sir Lamau. Sir Lamau is an absolutely amazing Black Clover artist. You might have recognized their work from previous ones on this channel that we have used a lot from Sir Lamau, but this one's today's Yuno's new form just looks absolutely flawless. It looks beautiful. It looks amazing. I'm absolutely in love with it. Definitely be sure to go check out the artist for today's video, SR Lamau. And guys, remember, if you want me to check out your Black Clover art and you want to let me use it for videos, I will obviously return the favor by shouting you out. Obviously, you all know Yuri, Sayaz, all these amazing people that let me use their thumbnails for videos. Every single one of them deserves the most infinite amount of shoutouts. On top of that, guys, we just finished and had our Black Clover chapter 276 live stream, which, as you all know, is the last live stream of 2020. The next official chapter is January 3rd, which is going to be in 2021. Next week chapter is on break, so yeah, it's kind of overwhelming, you know. Like, we started this channel this year after the last channel was absolutely gutted. We had to rebuild, and in the last 3 months, the last 3 to 4 months, ever since October, we've really just gone the extra mile. To have 176 people in the live stream is just such an insane number. And obviously last night, to finally hit it, to finally achieve the dream, 10,000 subscribers was honestly just unbelievable to me. Thank you all so very much for your support. Every single one of you are absolutely beautiful. I hope I continue to make absolutely amazing Black Clover content going into 2021. Guys, remember, I have new editing software coming into 2021, so it's going to be super epic. Hopefully, you will enjoy the videos a lot more than you do now. But with that being said, Black Clover chapter 276 will change things. Jumping straight into it, obviously, we gotta start with the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest rival in Shonen Jump history, Yuno, Grin Burial, Prince of the Spade Kingdom, finally returning home, and boy did he return with an absolute banger. One thing I really wanted from this chapter was Yuno's one line, quick snappy line, and we definitely got that towards the end of the chapter. But anyway, I'll save that for a Yuno video review or a chapter review video if I do another one, because this chapter definitely deserves more than one review. Remember, the Things Will Change series is we look at how things will change regarding this chapter in equivalent to the rest of the Black Clover manga. The first one I want to focus on is actually Langris. Yeah, I know, right? Didn't expect that one, did you? Haha. The expectations. This chapter, Zenon said, if I didn't exist, it's likely you would have been the ultimate spatial mage. And for Zenon to say this with no devil powers, it's really something, because he's saying that Langris without devil powers is almost edging over Zenon, but ultimately Zenon is just a built different person. He's completely built different. He's able to completely annihilate Langris's magic, but that doesn't mean Langris is weak. Langris is an extremely strong spatial magic user, and he's most likely one of the most strongest currently in the story. So going forward, I really want to see how Langris develops. I've really loved Langris's development recently. Like, he started as this villain, how you hated him. You hated him for acting cocky. You hated him for the way he treated Asta. And then you hated him, obviously, for what he did to Finral. And that absolutely amazing moment with Asta, Magna, and Lux stopping him. But then the elf arc happened. And then after that, he started to get this redemption arc. And honestly, I'm liking it. I recently saw a Twitter post saying, hey guys, are we gonna forgive Langris? And I saw some people still hesitant, but all in all, I really have enjoyed Langris's development. Starting from this character I absolutely hated to now this character, I'm excited to see where he goes. And for this video, I definitely want to give this shout out to Langris, because Langris is absolutely strong. Anyway, the chapter continues with Zenon absolutely using this absolutely insane spatial mana domination. Now, obviously, this is his devil magic, but this kind of seems to be a form of monozone. Now, what's interesting about this is obviously the monozone is a Clover Kingdom technique. Other than the Clover Kingdom, the only other person we've seen use monozone is the Heart Queen. But remember, the Heart Queen has the memories of the past 1,000 years of the Heart Kingdom, so it's obvious she would learn how to use monozone. Other than that, we haven't really seen anyone else use monozone. We haven't seen Gaja use it, if I'm not mistaken. We haven't seen any of the Dark Triad use it. We haven't seen the Witch Queen use it either. So honestly, I'm excited to see if anyone else can use monozone, and if spatial mana domination, or I guess the technique here is called mana domination, is going to be brought back up in a future arc, or how Zenon uses it. Obviously, this chapter we can all conclude Zenon's most likely at 55%. How is his spells going to evolve as he progresses past 55%? But yo, the man, the myth, the legend comes in. Yuno power awakens. Belle finally comes out in the Grimoire. Belle is actually a lot bigger. I'm sorry for mistaking her to be human form in my chapter review. That was definitely a mistake done by me, and I'll look forward to it in the future to not make the same mistake again. But Belle is definitely bigger, which means as Yuno unlocks more forms, and I've done some research, and thank you so much for you guys telling me in the comment section, but apparently there are 3 more forms of the winged god Yuno can unlock. Obviously, his first form is Zephyr. His second form is Beros. I think he calls it, yeah, Boreas. I don't know exactly how the pronunciation is, but it definitely seems like as Yuno unlocks more wind god forms, Belle is going to upgrade. Belle is going to become bigger. And honestly, I really want to see Belle human size, because obviously Belle has a major crush on Yuno. And I know Charmy and Yuno is a big ship going forward, but I really do ship Charmy with Rill instead. I don't know, that's just me. I really like Rill and Charmy together. So Yuno being on his own is definitely a problem. Now imagine if Yuno married the wind spirit. That'd be something pretty fucking huge. If not, Yuno's probably gonna get pushed into a political marriage, especially now that he's back in the Spade Kingdom. I definitely want to see going forward how he's going to address his citizens, because this chapter kind of does worry me, because he says, I am the man who will become the Wizard King, which means he hasn't yet accepted his duty as the next heir to the throne of the Spade Kingdom. He's still holding on to the fact of him becoming the Wizard King, which is interesting. I definitely want to see what happens. Obviously, one thing we need to talk about is Yuno's future forms. Now, I'll save that for a Yuno video in the future, but just as I said, there was about 3 or 2 more spirit forms Yuno can unlock. Obviously, his first one, Zephyr, is a 2-handed sword. His second one, Boris, is a halberd. I don't know what the other 3 are going to be, but I really do hope one of them is a bow. Because remember, Yuno had obviously the elf spirit in him. For him to unlock a bow would honestly be super cool. Seeing Yuno support Asta from long range would be super cool, because we saw him do something like that with Zephyr. And obviously, halberd is definitely much closer range. So having a long-range spell with another wind god would be super cool. But finally, the final thing I want to focus on, which one thing I've been saying for the last 200 chapters, which is something definitely going to be a future plot point. Zenon, someone who has never lived in the Clover Kingdom, says Yuno is beloved by Mana. Now, I don't know if this is a saying in the Black Clover universe, just like the saying is when a 4-leaf clover user falls into despair, a 5th leaf is born. I don't know if that's just a saying just like that, but Zenon, a member of the Spade Kingdom, coming out and saying Yuno is beloved by Mana. Now, where have we heard that before? Well, obviously, Noelle's grandma said the elves were beloved by Mana. The elves said they were beloved by Mana. They said Licht was beloved by Mana. And now Zenon is saying to Yuno he is beloved by Mana. I don't know about you, but to me, this feels like a future plot point. This feels like a future plot development. It's been foreshadowed ever since the early chapters. We've known about elves being beloved by Mana. A few people have said it to Yuno in the past, and then we learn, obviously, Yuno is the heir to the Spade Kingdom. That's why his mana count is so fucking high. But this presence of being beloved by Mana, I really want to see if there's... Obviously, there's not much we know about the Black Clover universe. We still don't know anything about Grimoires. We don't know anything about Mana, how Mana comes, how Mana is chosen. The only thing we know about Mana is your Mana is based on your hierarchy. Obviously that was only revealed to be true because the humans stole the magic from the elves. So at the end of the day, we really know nothing about Mana. So I'm really interested to see if this comes into play in a future plot. I don't think it's going to come into play in a future plot with the Heart Kingdom, Spade, or Diamond. I think it's going to be a play in a future plot with maybe a different country whose all of their citizens are beloved by Mana, and they're like absolutely ridiculously strong. I definitely want to see where Tabata takes the story after the Spade arc. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been Black Clover chapter 277. We'll change things, the last one for the year 2020. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. Thank you honestly from the bottom of my heart. It honestly makes me smile to see you guys support this channel so very much. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Shim, as always. Peace.